You're with the Breaker-Leggers, and we are once again on London's Southbank at the Globe Theatre
to see the new play, Boudica.
So stay tuned to find out how many legs,
Whether it's break a leg
or leg it. Before you go any further,
to make sure you've always got your finger on the theatrical pulse
for theatre news, reviews and interviews,
go ahead and hit subscribe now.
Hit subscribe now. So Boudica, here at the Globe, we're back again.
Yes, we are back again. We've seen a brand new interpretation of this story about the Iron Age warrior queen. And this time it's been written by Tristan Bernays. And it's been directed by Eleanor Rhode, although what she wrote I do not know. And also it's been directed, did I say that?
Did you say directed by Eleanor Rhode?
And it's starring
Gina McKee, who has done a number of things, loads of credits, and most notably, well, for us anyway, Notting Hill.
Yeah, she played Bella in Notting Hill, sweeps in at the end and saves the day, spoiler alert.
Now, don't know anything about this piece, however we're catching it on its very last performance and it has had some extremely good reviews.
It has indeed, but that's not to say that this play won't show up elsewhere in the future in a different production, so it might be worth revisiting this review if it ever does, and for history's sake we're keeping a record of this show for you guys to watch, and also we're getting another experience of Shakespeare's beautiful Globe.
Now, we've had a really good time at the Globe so far. Earlier on today, we caught Much Ado About Nothing. You can catch that review just up there. Now, we're in standing seats. Really great value for these. £5 standing. Yeah. Brilliant. How long are we going to be standing for this one?
We're going to be standing for around 2 hours and 40 minutes, but that does include a 20-minute interval.
Well, I guess we'll let you know what we think when we catch you then. We've come to the interval of Boudica here at the Globe, which means it is time for the Breaker-Leggers 30-second interval breakdown. Go! What do you think so far?
It's just okay. I don't really understand the prose. I don't know why it's written in Shakespearean language almost, even though it's set in AD 50 and it's written now. So I don't know what's added to the piece. It's ticking along. There are some action sequences. You?
I think it's okay. I guess the story is quite basic. A queen done wrong, trying to reclaim her kingdom, rallying the troops and beating the Romans. Let's see if it progresses from there.
So we've come to the end of Boudica at the Globe Theatre. How did you find that?
I thought it was okay. I think there's only so much you can do really with a very barbaric story. It is a very barbaric story. There's no intertwining of plot as much, no kind of deceit, characters, no, it's just very much woman done wrong, seeks revenge, fights to survive, get supporters, fight, argue, fight some more, lose. And it's that's as simple as it gets, so you can't really glamorize it up that much. So I thought it was okay.
I would agree, it was okay. I actually found it bordering on bizarre at times, so irksome in so much as not quite sure what it was trying to be, not quite sure what it was trying to do, and not quite sure what it was trying to say. It seemed to want to be all things to all people at points, and then nothing to no one at other points. And as a result, I was just left feeling really rather flat. There were some nice performances, however, which we'll come on to. There was also this underlying sense which, as a pacifist, bothers me, that of entitlement and of identity, and because you feel like something is yours, then by rights it is yours. It spoke to me on a sort of Brexit level, and a sort of a hatred for other cultures and an unacceptance of anything that wasn't deemed to be real or natural. And as somebody that would love to live in an ideal world where everyone could get on and put their differences aside, I didn't feel it was trying to preach equality. I felt it was trying to further separate us, and that bothered me a little bit.
That's an interesting point, because I didn't quite feel that. I did feel that the message was that I guess as human beings, we will never be happy. We're never going to be happy with each other or with cultures, that there's an endless tide of ebbing and throwing of hatred, basically.
And I would agree, but this piece almost said, why bother trying? Which that bothered me more. It was not like, let's try and put our differences aside. It was like, do you know what? Well, we're never going to win, are we?
I guess it was quite, I think why it did resonate with the audience, I guess because it's the last night, they were very buoyant and well up for it, but also it's very almost patriotic in a way. It's, Britain, the heart of Britain fighting against the enemy occupiers, Rome.
If you're EDL, you'd love it.
Yeah, I guess that's but I guess there is just something quite nice about, come on, we're going to take back what's ours, which I guess is more racist?
It felt slightly racist and slightly hooliganistic. I don't know if it was intentional.
Definitely wasn't intentional.
But that's how it seemed to come across at times, especially to me.
I think one of the things as well is I didn't quite care about Boudica.
I think
agree. Boudica, I have seen this televised version a few years ago. I can't remember if it was BBC, ITV. If you do know, please let me know. Comment below.
Different script, different piece.
Different script, but the same story. And the kind of main thing that they go through in terms of being taken captive and being treated so poorly and unfairly by the Romans, in terms of Boudica and her two daughters. She was whipped and beaten, and her two daughters were horrifically raped by the garrison, the Roman garrison, which is absolutely horrific. I almost felt as if that was played out very early and not with the weight that would really make us feel and understand the vengeance that they would have to go on the journey they had.
Yeah, it needs to be the moment that tips someone over the edge.
I don't know if they needed a bit more beforehand, so I cared a bit more.
The saying, you're watching an action film and it's like, this time it's personal, and then the shit goes down.
I mean,
that's how that moment should have played out, but it was under.
I mean, it's almost paradoxical to kind of go, well, anyone who has that horrific treatment, it's not enough. I mean, having that enough is bad enough, and we should care anyway. But I guess in a dramatic context,
you've got to draw it out
more. Yeah, we can't just care for caring's sake.
Yes, it's a lot to it. It's an expectation of the audience, which, to be honest with you, shouldn't be just a given.
And that's a personal thing.
It is. That being said, I thought that Gina McKee as Boudica had a real intensity about her most of the time. I enjoyed her figure and her stature as a woman in a male-dominated world, and as this warrior queen, I felt her performance stepped up to that mostly. So that was good.
She was a good leading lady, that fierce, come on, leading the army.
I wouldn't hesitate to see her in other roles.
Yeah, she was very good. There was also another character I really liked, who was, I don't have my glasses.
You liked?
There's a couple of them.
You liked Brian Martin.
Brian Martin, I thought was brilliant. Had the comedy moments really well, fleeting between this very flamboyant character.
And also Samuel Collins.
Samuel Collins, I thought, was awesome as well.
Yeah, so some good performances, but overall, little bit, I would say, damp, which, considering it was drizzling, was quite apt.
In terms of, there was a great battle at the end of the first act. It didn't quite recover after that. The battle didn't seem quite as good. Some nice abseiling work, some nice rope work coming right out into the audience.
But strange uses of modern day costume and lighting at times. There was a bit where there's this kind of saviour moment, an almost angel-esque figure who comes in looking like Tom Cruise in Top Gun.
Yeah, I did find that a bit strange.
Weird.
I'm not quite sure what the character was. I was actually wondering what was going on with that character, because that character was kind of there throughout and almost echoing the main Boudica character.
A bit like a mysterious man type character, but
kind of like a goddess.
With no real point.
I think she said she was a goddess at the end, but she suddenly came down in this Top Gun helmet, almost like descending from a helicopter.
Take my breath away to play or something.
Yeah, and it did seem bizarre. Out of character. That did throw it a little bit.
And then with the abseiling, there was modern day camo and also LED lighting worn on heads, which I thought again was weird.
I didn't mind that. That wasn't too bad. Nice use of percussion, nice use of music from like London Calling, kind of rock ballads.
There was a very kind of late 70s, kind of the Clash type feel, the Specials, that sort of era soundtrack to this, which was again, a bit of a weird decision.
I liked it. I thought it worked well.
It broke things up a bit.
Also,
It woke me up.
From the rock right down to the somber when they were kind of mourning the dead after a battle. There's kind of like a nice kind of
Like a
somber
funeral procession.
mourning song,
Yeah.
which is nice. So nice use of music,
Yeah.
nice use of percussion.
Broke things up a little bit.
Yes.
So, I bet you're wondering how many legs we're going to give Boudica.
So for Boudica, here at the Globe, we are going to give... Three legs.
Yeah, just must try harder, I think. I think there's a story, definitely a story to be told. I think having a strong woman in a battle scenario could be really compelling, but something about the ingredients for this didn't add up to something really tasty.
I think this is another one of those, if you've got a partner who's not really into theatre, you bring them along to this, they'll be up for it, 'cause it's kind of
Yeah.
Game of Thrones-esque.
It's almost the action film of theatre.
Yeah,
I guess.
It's not entirely slow, there's blood, it's quite gritty and gory.
I said we saw Titus Andronicus recently, and that was a vengeance story, but I would say if your choice between the two, see Titus.
Yeah,
and
that plot is very intertwining.
And that does have more action and more gore overall. So if you're choosing between the two, do go and see Titus Andronicus.
But hey, that's what we think.
What did you think?
Yeah, let us know. Leave your comments below.
Yeah, why not? Give us a subscribe, send us a message, follow us on Twitter. We're the Break-A-Leggers.
We'll catch you again soon.
Bye!